Welcome to A Year in the Nature Journal. In this series, I'll be guiding your nature study for an entire year by following the natural rhythms of my own nature journal practice. Each week will be dedicated to a specific subject. This week is Along the Roadside. At a glance, the roadside appears still and devoid of variety in life. But if you stop for just a moment, you'll find that it is a wonderful ecosystem full of exciting organisms with their individual roles to play. I went for a walk along the roadside and documented my findings, some of which are minuscule and others of which were far off but still observable from where I stood. There's a small swamp area we frequent in which frogs are often found. We didn't see any this time and even looked for frog spawn, but never saw any. We were startled by a group of 3 green heron, one of which took flight from behind the fence a few feet away. The red-winged blackbird, who was in a tree on the edge of the swamp, was singing its song. It's funny how this bird seems to almost mimic an insect in its sound. There was a dove's nest in this hedge last week, but sadly it was blown out during a storm. No eggs were found, but the dove was the first nesting bird I've seen this spring. Other birds heard by the roadside were mockingbirds and killdeer. Buzzards also come here in abundance and roost on a nearby structure. The next day I took my macro lens out to see if I could find any minuscule happenings. First I found an ant trying to drag away the dead body of a spider. I watched the ant struggle for a bit before moving on to find a spider web amongst the grasses. I wonder if this web once belonged to the spider that had fallen victim to the ant. I found a bug a few moments later, though it moved so fast I couldn't identify it. Plants along the roadside include many meadow and field species, like the daisy and columbine, and many varieties of buttercup. But other species which prefer to live on rocky terrain are found here as well, like the widow's cross, which is a sedum, or lyre-leaf sage. We also come across other species of flower, such as the common vetch, and 3 varieties of clover, the purple, large hop, and white. Further down, we came upon a creek, where we saw a mockingbird and a new blooming trumpet vine. A nearby farm has a large pond which is home to Canada geese and heron. We recently saw an American bittern here as well. Many different and interesting trees can be found along the roadside, like this tree covered in Virginia creeper. I went back to my studio to paint the cover page for May. For this illustration, I chose the trumpet vine I saw in a nearby tree. Trumpet vine is a woody vine in the begonia family that can be found in swamps, forests, and thickets. It's native to the southeastern United States and is a very aggressive grower. While I'm painting this trumpet vine, I wanted to further discuss how you can incorporate a roadside documentation practice into your nature journal. When working along the roadside, please be sure to remain mindful of your surroundings. The roadside is a widely accessible ecosystem, available in the countryside as well as the town or city. Each of these places will have organisms specific to them. Think about what roads you have access to. Dirt roads, gravel roads, asphalt roads. Therein lies the variety of organisms you may find. The roadside can take you through many different environments, such as hay meadows, forests, wetlands, and parks. Do you know a dirt road that runs through a woodland? You may find more wildflowers and insects. Or do you know an asphalt road in a town? You may find plant species that prefer rocky road edges. The time of day can greatly affect your chances of seeing particular species as well. One roadside species that can be found abundantly by countryside road or city road is the red fox. But you must look at the right time of day, as the red fox is a crepuscular creature, coming out at dawn and dusk. If you only have access to a city road, there is still abundance in the natural world that can be found there. Some species in a city environment even become accustomed to human presence, so you have a better chance of observing them. Some creatures, like spiders, mice, and some reptiles, prefer or even rely on the presence of humans. Now that we are well into spring, it should be much easier to find organisms that pique your interest. Whether you are passing by on a quick evening walk or settling in for plein air painting sessions. If you missed any of the previous prompts, you can find the videos on my channel. My Patreon and Instagram will be in the description in case you'd like to see any of my posts there, as well as my Etsy shop if you'd like to have a look at that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon for the second prompt of May.